First of all, I would like to thank the delegation of German Industry and Commerce of Nigeria for inviting us and participating in this forum talking about skill development. Before I go into the topics, quick one, we have about 15 minutes. I will try to give a small snapshot of what Henkel does on skill development in about 10 minutes, 11 minutes, leaving about 4 to 5 minutes for us to ask questions and interact with each other. For a lot of us who don't know Henkel, it's an organization which is about 145 plus years old. Started as a family business in 1876, and today is a leading organization in more than 100 countries. We have leading positions in different categories and different business units. First is adhesives, and you saw a colleague and a partner of ours from BASF here earlier, but adhesives is one of our biggest business and deals with B2B. If you are using a smartphone, if you have driven in a German car, if your baby wears a diaper, you have probably experienced Henkel adhesive technology already. The other businesses that we have is beauty care and laundry and home care, in which also we have leading positions on the ground and in the markets across the world. Coming to the topic of skill development, which is at the core of Henkel itself, our purpose, pioneers at heart for the good of generations, echoes our ambition to future-proof our employees by making sure that they are building vital skills and unleashing their full potential. Why is this important? As an organization today, we employ more than 53,000 people across the world, and talking about Nigeria specifically, we have more than 5,000 people directly working in Nigeria, directly, indirectly linked to the organization, our distribution networks, and everything on the ground. And this means that we need to also keep developing the skills that they have on the ground, which also means that we need to be there at the forefront of supporting the government, but also giving back to the communities and making sure that we are producing in Nigeria for Nigerians by Nigerians. And this is very critical in the overall scenario. This fireside chat is more about all of us kind of interacting. We will share our experiences with you and talk about skill development and what do you think about what we are doing. And if you can give us ideas on what we can do better, would be even great. And while I talked about the purpose of the company, which is about pioneers at heart for the good of generations, what is even more important is the motto, which is together we can do this, upskill today for tomorrow. And why is this important? This video will showcase this.
Fireside turns 10 years old. This is a very great milestone for me.
In the researcher's world, the children should be able to see for themselves what a researcher's job entails. Henkel opened the first researcher's world in Düsseldorf 10 years ago. It is the center of the initiative and offers children a special experience space that is completely tailored to their needs.
In the meantime, the project has become an international education initiative. Today, the initiative is represented in 13 countries. Who would have thought it?
More than 62,000 children worldwide have now been able to participate in our Forscherwelt programs.
In terms of content, we draw on topics from our own research. Based on this, vacation courses, exciting lessons, materials for teachers and further training have been developed.
And it is set to continue. Also in the future, we want to make a valuable contribution to children's science education with this initiative.
That's why we have supplemented the offering with digital formats. Children can also do research and experiments at home.
Congratulations on your 10th anniversary. I'm very proud of the development of Forscherwelt.
I'm delighted that the initiative will continue to develop in the future. And I very much hope that many more young children will become great researchers.
So when we say upskill today for tomorrow, there is no better place to start with kids. With that, I would like to hand over to Jennifer, the head of HR, to talk about why is skill development important for us in the organization, for us in Nigeria even more importantly, and what are some of the things that we are doing.
Over to you. Thank you, Rajat. So I'm sure you guys were all enthralled by that video. So it's really about skills development and really catching them young. And for us, this is important. Like he said, we really want to upskill the people, upskill our employees today to prepare them for the future. And what better way to start than from, when they're young. So in Henkel, we are doing quite a lot of skills development programs, not just only for our employees, but also for the community. For employees, we have a variety of skills development program, online learning. Digital upskill is really very important today, and we have invested a lot in that globally, and we brought it locally to Nigeria as well. Just last week, we had what we call a learning festival, and that really encourages employees to participate worldwide in the variety of learning programs. We also have a structured internship program. A number of organizations have this as well. But for us, we really go to a lot of pain to ensure we're getting the right candidates in as interns because we take them through a rigorous program, and at the end of the day, we hire the best of the best. And of course, we also send them out as ambassadors, to other organizations as well, because we can hire all of them. And just also to let you know, this program we just shared with you, the Researchers World Program, we're bringing it to Nigeria. And next week, we'll be launching it in Ibadan, where we have our plant. We're launching it at the People's School, Ibadan, and we're really going to, we start with that, and we're looking into other possibilities for future collaborations. So we're doing quite a lot for skills development at Henkel. Thank you.
Maybe I can add to that a little bit. It's not only about, building the skills for your employees. Look at the current construct of Nigeria, and what is one of the biggest resources you have on ground? It's probably the youth on the ground, and there is a large problem of unemployment. And I saw in the forum somehow that we were talking a lot about job creation, we were also talking about skill development, but what we are not talking about is maybe turning job seekers into job makers. And that is something that we have been doing over now for the last 2.5 years. And the beauty of this initiative is it is unique to the 100+ countries we operate in for Nigeria. It's something which is only being done in Nigeria for the first time ever. So what are we really doing here? We identify unemployed youth who want to become business people. And what we do is that we bring them to our organization, we train them on how to become business people, we train them, and they do not even have to be literate. A lot of the unemployed youth is even illiterate. We bring them to the organization, we train them on bookkeeping, we train them on how to keep accounts, how to make sure that they are looking at the amount of earnings they are working or getting on a daily basis and on a monthly basis. This started as a small idea in 2019 with 2 people. We turned 2 unemployed youth into employed, productive members of the society. Today, this is more than 200 youth unemployed, which is on the ground, generating not only income for themselves and their family, but more importantly, these people as business owners now, they are not in a part of Henkel, they are not our employees, they are trained business people. They are hiring additional people to help expand their business. So what we have done is turned unemployed youth from job seekers to job makers, and I think that's the way that we can also develop in Nigeria quite proactively by building this on the ground. But before I go any further and we come to another topic, I would like to introduce Roman. He's the head of our plant. He's the largest employment generator in our organization, with more than 1,000 people reporting directly to him. And I would hand over to Roman to talk about what are we doing currently and what are the plans for also developing skills within the organization and also giving back to the community. Roman, over to you.
Thank you, Rajat. Yeah, skill development is utmost priority for our organization. And apart from ongoing programs, we are also looking in the future, and we are developing new programs. In particularly, we are refreshing our personal skills development program by introducing 12 additional intermediate units fully focused on soft skills development, which are absolutely necessary in current environment. Apart from that, at our operation site in Ibadan, where we have a lot of people and where we require a lot of technical skills, we are setting up our technical academy, where we are developing curriculum for new recruitments and our current employees to upskill them and get necessary skill to operate in industrial environment and make sure that they have sufficient skills to do it in a safe way. Apart from that, moving forward, we are planning to encourage and engage some universities whom we plan to collaborate very closely with to assist in our upskilling program and development of our future talents. Despite of many training and upskilling programs which are going on in our company, we face quite a few challenges, and I want to hand over to Rajat to speak more about challenges. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Roman. So I've worked across a lot of countries. So by birth, of course, I'm an Indian, but I've traveled. I've stayed in Germany for more than 8+ years, and then after Germany, and working in China, etc. I've come back to Nigeria, and the challenges here are unique to the overall country itself. The first challenge, identifying the right skill and talent before you start even investing in the trainings and everything. I talked about something where we were talking about turning unemployed youth into business owners, but it is absolutely critical, and this has been a learning, to find the right youth with the right mindset that you can train to become a business owner. Some people want shortcuts, and as we all know, there are no real shortcuts in life. So that applies to our employees also. Second, COVID has taught us that digital is changing lives. We need to ensure that training is now also digital. So that means that when we are looking at people, they need to be digitally competent. And what does that mean? It means that if they don't know how to do Zoom meetings, team meetings, trainings online, we need to first make them digitally competent to make sure that they are not only dependent on what is on the ground in Nigeria, but like Jennifer was saying, we have 8,000 more trainings on our online portal. You can only access them if you can do digital. And then we use this word digital very easily. But then we also need to make sure that digital tools are available. Internet access is available. Normal smartphones or laptops are available to the people to even utilize them. Last but not the least, as a challenge in Nigeria, diversity. Gender diversity for sure. We need to have more women in the organization to get that mindset in. And Jennifer tries to ensure that. But also diversity of mindset, in making sure that all parts of Nigeria are represented in an organization, from a cultural part, regional part, religion part, and these are some of the challenges. This is where I would like to say that, as I said, this is an interactive session. We are trying to do new things. Some are traditional, internships, etc. Some are new, like Forscherwelt. Some are unique, which is like the street smart entrepreneur, as we call it, They might not be literate, but they are street smart. And that is something that we want to do. But now I open for the last 3-4 minutes which are available for any questions, any comments, any feedback on all of this. And thank you for your patience in advance. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. So, thank you. Thank you for the applause. So, do we have any questions or comments or inputs from the floor? Thank you.
Just the one hand? Surely not.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time. I want to appreciate what Henkel is doing. I want to find out the training. Is it at a fee or is free?
Trainings in our organization are absolutely free, always, have been and will continue to be so.
Excellent.
So, I want to say thank you very much for that Smart Kids initiative that you've put in place. And my question about that is, how do you enroll the kids into the program? Is there any particular criteria? Or, and then how can other youths that, we have a lot of people in different parts of our own spheres of life that we see that can take advantage of all those kind of trainings. How can we channel them to that opportunity?
So I think if I understood your question correctly, it's divided into two parts. One is regarding Forscherwelt, which is about teaching the kids in school, and the other one is more about the unemployed youth. Did I get that correct? So for the kids at school, what we are doing is that we tie up with the Ministry of Education at the relevant state level, work with NGOs, identify the right schools where we can partner, identify first the right teachers, actually, even before we identify the right schools, who can be taught on how to do the scientific experiments, researches, make it interactive for kids to get interested in science. And then with the help of the Ministry of Education, we find the right schools at the state level, and then we go and do this program to integrate and teach the kids or make them understand the wonderful world of science in that way, if possible. And this is what we do. On the unemployed youth, this is where we have a large sales force on the ground. And these people are moving in every part of the country, be it, let's say, Maiduguri at one end, or, the Ilorin on the other. Whichever part, we are there as a big distribution company on the ground. As they are moving around and with our partners on the ground, we are always spreading the word that we are looking to help out any unemployed youth who's interested in starting or wanting to start a business of his own. When we get the referrals, then we bring them down, we start the training process, we start the hand-holding process, we give them the tools of the trade, from a mobile phone to the first investment to make the business, and this is done free of charge, of course. So even giving them the mobile phones, or giving them the digital apps to make sure that their bookkeeping, etc., is done digitally, so that they get an account. Even if they're illiterate, they can press and make sure. So these are the ways that we go about the things. And as these guys start earning money for their families, they tell 10 other guys and bring them to Henkel, and then we do the same for them. So it becomes like a chain which is growing level by level. So right now, for example, the person in Katsina, Rufai, who was one of the first people to start, he's hiring 15 people for himself to expand the whole scenario. So this is what we are doing. I hope that answers your question. Perfect, thank you.
Well, what can I say? Big round of applause for Mr. Rajat Kapur, Mrs. Jennifer Ikuenobe, and Mr. Roman Rylyk. Thank you very much indeed. We'd like you to take photographs with the President of the Chamber. My only comment is it's clear, the pedigree is clear. It's a 145-year-old company. Is that right? 147, 1868? 1876. So this is a company with a lot of pedigree, and they're still committed and still investing. So please give them as a company a round of applause.